और क्रूड का इंटरनेशनल खरीद प्राइस कंपनी को बढ़ने की वजह से ये ज़रूरी था कि जो डीरेगुलेटेड प्रोडक्ट्स हैं उसमें कुछ प्राइस पास ऑन हो। इसी क्रम में एटीएफ के प्राइस में इंक्रीज हुआ है और जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि फुल प्राइस इंक्रीज नहीं हुआ है, पार्शियल हुआ है। इस संबंध में मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगी कि जो हमारे डोमेस्टिक एयरलाइंस हैं शेड्यूल्ड, वहां पर पार्शियल इंक्रीज हुआ है, लेकिन जो नॉन शेड्यूल्ड फ्लाइट्स एयरलाइंस हैं या इंटरनेशनल एयरलाइंस हैं, वहां पर कंप्लीट द कॉस्ट हैज बीन पास्ड टू द कंज्यूमर्स, पास्ड ऑन टू द कंज्यूमर्स। जहां तक डोमेस्टिक शेड्यूल के बारे में जो स्टैगरिंग की बात है, लगभग 21 रुपए या 20 रुपए 98 पैसे के आसपास पर लीटर इंक्रीज है। और अगर आप नॉन शेड्यूल को देखें तो दिस इज मोर देन 110 रुपीज। सो दैट्स व्हाट इज द आंसर। आगे कब होगा आई कैन नॉट से इट नाउ बिकॉज गवर्नमेंट विल टेक डिसीजन एट अप्रोप्रिएट टाइम। That may be because of the base price and the retail price. So I'm talking about the retail price. So there is base price on which certain taxes are also built up. So I'm telling you yes. So I'm giving you the complete picture, the final picture for the airlines. So that's one. दूसरा आपने कहा कि एमएस के ऊपर 24 रुपए पर लीटर अंडर रिकवरी है, तो एचएसडी के ऊपर 105 रुपए अंडर रिकवरी क्यों है? इसका बेसिक रीजन ये है कि जो डोमेस्टिक मार्केट में प्राइसिंग है दैट इज लिंक टू सर्टेन इंटरनेशनल बेंचमार्क्स, और उस बेंचमार्क्स में डिफरेंस होने की वजह से इस प्राइसिंग में भी डिफरेंस देखा जाता है। व्हाट एल्स? I have already told you that I have already given you the answer. So, जो 25% इंक्रीज बोला जा रहा है वो बेस प्राइस पर 25% इंक्रीज है। अगर आप डेल्टा का अगर देखें, जो डेल्टा इंक्रीज है उसका इट इज हार्डली 21%। So I think rest of the things are policy matter. I cannot comment it right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
We will go to shipping ministry. I think that has been answered.
Staggered also, I have given you the answer. To protect the domestic travel, the partial increase has been done. When the full will be done, I cannot comment it right now because government will decide at appropriate time. That's why I said these are policy decisions. Thank you.
Ministry of Civil Aviation, remarks, please.
Okay. There was a limited question on the additional fuel surcharge. I think we are all aware that how the ATF pricing works is that on the first of the month, the ATF prices are announced, which is valid for the entire month. And based on that, since this crisis in West Asia started affecting especially the global energy market, started in the late part of the previous of February, and then of course the entire month this crisis was happening. So the airlines, seeing that the potential increase in prices would be there from 1st April, that is today, the airlines, some of the airlines had started levying a fuel surcharge. I think we're all aware of that. Some of them, this happened probably about a couple of weeks back. Now, this intervention, which was announced today, will effectively make sure that this thing, either the airlines will now recalibrate their pricing and then and pull back the fuel surcharges, or they will calibrate it in such a way that, but the calculation is such that it will not lead to further additional surcharges. So yeah, and obviously consequently not passed on to the passengers. So that is the answer. So the economics of every airline has their own way of calculating their financials and their economics. So they will do their due diligence, and I'm sure they will come up with And it's an open market, it's a competitive market, so obviously they will do their due diligence before pricing.
There was a question about ship carrying Iranian oil to Wadinar port. So, as we know that oil companies are buying cargo from varying sources, and as such, we do not have any specific information on this particular vessel. And as we know that already 6 Indian flagged vessels have, passed that Strait of Hormuz. 4 have already reached, and 2 are expected to reach shortly to Indian ports. Thank you.
Questions from the third row? Yeah. 190, 76, 17 and 11 then.
I'm Sahil from ANI News Agency. My question is for JS Mocha. To what extent are the Indian airlines currently hedged against the fuel price volatility? And does this ATF policy intervention reduce the urgency for hedging strategies? Thank you.
Yeah, again, see, every airline has their own strategy.
We can take the questions first. We can take all the questions.
Okay, sorry.
Hi, sir. This is Amit Bhardwaj from India Today. Again, question from Mocha. Because there is no clarity, I believe there has been some inputs given by the Petroleum Ministry, but the question remains that the staggered word, by when do you see there's a plan to further pass on the burden of increased ATF onto the airlines and further to the passengers, number one. Number two, you said that there is a possibility that surcharges could be, taken back by the airlines. However, what we are learning through the industry insiders that they are planning to bring in surcharges possibly on the routes where they have monopoly, and there could be the airfare could remain same on the routes where there is competitive market or less passenger footfall. So any clarity on that, and more so on the staggered part, if we can get a clear timeline, if at all the government has one.
17 and 11.
Hi, this is Atul Mathur from the Times of India. My question is for the Petroleum Ministry. We are hearing a lot of stories about migrant population going back to their hometowns. You have said that FTL cylinders are being sold to them, and 3.9 lakh have been sold so far since 23rd of March, and 65,000 yesterday. What was the number of FTL sold before during the pre-conflict days? And do you think these numbers are adequate to kind of cater to this kind of population? And where do people get them? Because I checked 3 agencies today and none of them have had these cylinders. So where to procure these cylinders from?
Hello, Rituraj here from Mint. My question is for Petroleum Ministry. In the morning, we saw the prices of ATF on the IOCL website. They showed 115% increase to rupees 2 lakhs per kiloliter. Then it was revised later. So was it a mistake on the part of the company, or it was a decision to revise it, which was taken later? And another question, today, I think premium petrol prices have been increased. So after the excise cut, was this price hike warranted? Thank you.
Okay, we can take one last here, 4 number.
My question is for Sujata ma'am. There have been some reports that Japan is in discussions with India for some swap of crude oil and LPG. Can you share any details on that?
Mr. Sangha, you will answer first.
Okay, so I think basically on 2 fronts. One is on the hedging. I think, again, like I mentioned, airlines are, it's a deregulated market. So airlines have their own strategies how to calculate their economics and how to calculate the financials. So we leave to that, but we leave it to the airlines to calculate that. And this is true even for pricing of the fares, which is again linked to the surcharge part. So now airlines, they will, like I said, they will recalibrate, and of course, but we also have a very robust mechanism to monitor the fares. So if there's any abnormal surges in fares, then that is where the Civil Aviation Ministry also intervenes. So, but considering the fact that this intervention, because like I said, if it hadn't been for this, the pricing of ATF would have gone up probably 100%. And if you correlate it to the fact that 40% of operation costs is ATF, for airlines. So that impact would have been quite, I would say, substantial. And then we also, I think all of us also aware that the Indian aviation industry is extremely price sensitive, because the moment the price rises significantly, then the demand also will come down, because other modes of travel become the chosen way. So that's how it works. So I think from that perspective, the airlines will do the, like I mentioned, I used the word due diligence, and I think that's what will happen in the days to come. As far as Tigard, I cannot comment on that. It's something which my colleague here has already mentioned, and it's an evolving process, because I think this, in fact, this entire process has started because of certain situation that has arisen in West Asia. So as the situation evolves, I'm sure the government will also calibrate its responses and strategies accordingly. Thank you.
एटीएफ में क्या इंक्रीज हुआ है ये मैंने आपको बता दिया है। दूसरा, आपने मुझसे पूछा माइग्रेंट लेबर के बारे में। मैं आपके समक्ष कुछ आंकड़े रखना चाहती हूँ। आज की तारीख में हमारे पास 33.5 करोड़ के आसपास डोमेस्टिक कंजम्पशन है। अगर हम इस आंकड़े को देखें तो एज फार एज एलपीजी कनेक्शंस आर कंसर्न, वी आर वेरी क्लोज टू सैचुरेशन। इसके अलावा प्रधानमंत्री उज्ज्वला योजना के अंतर्गत लगभग 10.5 करोड़ लोग जो इस 33.5 करोड़ में सम्मिलित हैं, उनको कनेक्शन दिए गए हैं, और इन सारे लाभार्थियों को गैस सब्सिडाइज रेट पर दी जाती है। आम उपभोक्ता के मुकाबले लगभग 300 रुपए सस्ती गैस का सिलेंडर इनको मिलता है। उज्ज्वला लाभार्थियों में बहुत सारे माइग्रेंट लेबर भी हैं जिनको कनेक्शन दिया गया है, और जो 14 किलो वाला सिलेंडर रेगुलरली प्राप्त करते हैं। माइग्रेंट लेबर के संबंध में मैं इनफैक्ट 5 kg एफटीएल के संबंध में मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगी कि ऑन एन एवरेज जो फिगर रही है वो 70-75 हज़ार पर डे की रही है, जो हमारे आंकड़े हमें बताते हैं, और हम ऑलरेडी लगभग 65,000 के आसपास ऑलरेडी हम पहुंच चुके हैं। तो these are the figures, and there is enough supply of the FTL cylinder. अगर कहीं पर ज़रूरत है तो और भी दिया जा सकता है। ये कहाँ मिलते हैं? ये अभी आज की स्थिति में डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स के पास है, और कोई भी आदमी अपना आईडी प्रूफ ले जाकर ये 5 किलो का सिलेंडर प्राप्त कर सकता है। प्रीमियम पेट्रोल के बारे में आपने पूछा मुझसे कि एक्साइज ड्यूटी कम की है। Then I mean in this regard I will like to tell you that premium petrol constitute less than 4% of our petrol sale. हमारी हमारी घरेलू मार्केट में जितना पेट्रोल सेल होता है उसका 4% से भी कम प्रीमियम पेट्रोल है। जो एक्साइज ड्यूटी रिडक्शन की गई है वो जो बाकी 96% हमारे उपभोक्ता हैं, जो घरेलू उपभोक्ता हैं, उनको प्राइस राइज से बचाने के लिए, प्राइस इंक्रीज ना हो ये सुनिश्चित करने के लिए किया गया है। जापान का swapping of crude, I am not aware of that. Thank you. FTL is a commercial cylinder.
Thank you, friends. Thank you, officers. Thank you. Welcome, friends. Welcome to this inter-ministerial briefing on developments in West Asia. I also welcome all officers from different ministries on the dais. And we'll begin with updates from the Agriculture Ministry today. We have with us Ms. Maninder Kaur Dwivedi, Additional Secretary Agriculture. She will brief us first. Over to you, ma'am. Can we have the presentation?
अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्थिति को देखते हुए जो कृषि तथा किसान कल्याण मंत्रालय ने समीक्षा की है, पीपीटी में दर्शाया गया है, सभी जितने भी मेन फसल हैं, जितने भी प्रमुख फसल हैं, उनका पर्याप्त बीज उपलब्ध